Hi, it's Eric Hofberg, and time to do some video. Thinking about hockey players. Stanley Cup is over. It's truly summertime now. It's time to be in that off-season mode. And I wanted to give some coaching and some suggestions around how to do your very best work with your training. You know, just to kind of make maybe my viewpoint a little bit more valid, I want to say that after the 16 years of coaching hockey, college, a couple years of pro, and then over 10 years now working in the corporate world and working on leadership training with high-end executives, and also working directly with athletes and those that coach athletes around mental toughness, and all the work that I've done and what I've observed, one of the things that I know is that mental toughness is basically self-leadership. Mental toughness is not just something that's happening for a hockey player when there's adversity to deal with in a game. Mental toughness is an overall approach. Mental toughness is the ability to lead oneself. The ability to lead oneself in a way that you can inspire yourself to do good things, which is what leaders do. They inspire their team, their people to do good things. They inspire their people to think in ways that makes this team, this organization want to do good things. So I want you to think a little bit about self-leadership as you train this summer. And I want you to think a little bit about being really on purpose with all of your training. Actually, let's do that one first. So one of the things that I've learned about is that your training will always go better no matter what you're training in. But if you're training this summer as a hockey player, you're doing some things off the ice, you're doing some things on the ice, you're shooting some pucks, you're taking some yoga, you're doing lots of things to get yourself in really good condition. Try to have a purpose to everything that you do. Try to have a purpose to everything that you do. If you are off ice and you're training and you're doing something for your legs that has to do with explosiveness, then think about exactly where on the ice that explosiveness is going to matter. Don't just make your legs stronger. Make them stronger for a specific purpose. For me, like an example might be if you're a forward, you're thinking about, I want to be way, way, way tougher to play against from the corners to the front of the net and back. Down low, and I need to be more explosive. That's why I'm doing this leg work right now. Why are you shooting these pucks? Are you shooting pucks, over and over and over this summer to get a better shot? Or are you shooting pucks because you're shooting to specific areas that you feel that if you could shoot there well, you can score more goals? So I'm trying to be more bar down. I'm trying to be better, getting things up faster and, really making sure that it's going up and it's going up with heat and hitting the top corners, So that's what I'm shooting for. Be more specific, be more purposeful. When you are, what happens is that you're creating a more well-rounded version of you, a more aware version of you, a more directed version of you. And all that you've done is just been conscious of your thinking as you did your physical training. Have a why for everything that you're doing. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And you'll create this better version of you. So be purposeful. It's a good idea. It makes you kind of feel a little bit more complete, well-rounded. The next thing is that I want you to focus more on how often you are exhibiting self-leadership qualities. So for instance, every time that you go to work out, even if there's a personal trainer waiting there for you to work you out or a group of guys that are holding you accountable, still every time that you go to work out this summer, you're showing great self-leadership skill. You're influencing your perspective. You're inspiring yourself to go and to do more. And so recognize that you're being a great self-leader. So again, I'm not asking you to do anything differently than you aren't already doing in terms of your physical routines to get in shape this summer. But I'm saying to you, be more purposeful with what you do and recognize the self-leadership going on. Every time you do an extra set, run an extra lap, stay out on the ice 5 minutes longer and do, an extra couple of sets of east-west over and back, good sprint work. Every time you do that, you're inspiring yourself to do something more. You're creating a vision for yourself and you're thinking about, if I do more, if I do the extra work, I'll be a better hockey player. That's what leaders do. Leaders inspire their people to do something more. They inspire their people to chase a vision, to go after a dream, and they help them recognize that to do that, you've got to do something more. And so that's you leading you, just the way that a great coach would lead his or her team. I want you to think about how cool you are when it comes to self-leading, how strong you are. I want you to build that spirit of self-leadership up as you do all the training that you'll do this summer. That also, not only will that make you train better and train harder this summer, it's going to make you a better player on the other side. Because when you get in season, one of the things that you really need is that ability to self-lead. And you need to be able to recognize in yourself that you've developed good self-leadership skills. So do that this summer. and focus on every time that you do something, you're showing leadership qualities because you've inspired yourself to do it. That's going to help you down the road when you get into the season, because you're going to want to at times be able to inspire yourself, and you're going to have to self-lead to pull yourself through things when you get into the season. Condition the mind this summer, condition the attitude, build your mental toughness awareness this summer is along with doing what you're doing with your body. It'll help you build a better version of you in your training this summer, but it's going to help you be a better version of you when you get into the season. Hope this helps.